Hey, welcome back. So picking up where I left off on the unboxing video, like, I don't know, 4 years ago of this Ultraman 7 Pachinko machine, we're going to go ahead and tear it down. I had a comment asking for a little help on some issues with some LEDs on a couple parts of this machine, so we're going to tear it on down and see if we can find where those particular plugs are for those LEDs, and yeah, we'll just get a deeper look into this thing and see what we can figure out. So where I was talking before about these latches here to pull this, like what I would call the playfield portion off, we'll go ahead and undo these 4 connectors. And then that whole area that the ball travels on okay, I guess I'm forgetting the wires in the back. It's been a while. Let me check the back. Yep, okay, so I'm a little rusty. It's been a while since I tore one of these down. We've got a group of wires coming around the side. They most likely go to that front portion. So we'll find out where these plugs go and unhook them so we can feed the wires through. We've got one right there. Got a couple coming down this way. I've got my lifter right in the way, which is kind of inconvenient. I might have to do a little more moving around to get to this. Stay tuned. Okay, this plastic cover right here that's covering up some of these plugs down here, it'll just slide over to the right and pop off. So now with that out of the way, we need to unhook this cable right here. I think that should be it now. Okay, now those will go through there with that playfield port. And back to the front. Now we'll go ahead and pull this on out. There. Now, super easy to clean all the way around that. I think we're going to keep on going and just go ahead and pull the cell right out. The parts that were in question were the LEDs in the 7 here and the sunglasses that flip down. So we're gonna go ahead and dig deeper. We're gonna pop this cell out. And I think with this one, the cell is just on a plug, so it'll pop right out without unhooking any more connectors. But I could be wrong. We're gonna find out the hard way. I left my door unlatched back there though, so I am gonna go back and close that door. So I don't break that off. Okay, here we go. Normally that would have come right out, but I've got my battle counter hooked up to it. So I do need to unplug my battle counter. Okay, so now the cell's out. I'll get reset up and we can look this over closer. What I would normally do at this point is lay this thing down on its face and start disassembling it from the back. Most machines, but now this one has these light columns right here that are sticking up so far that it's really not very easy to lay down in the front. So let's see what we can get off of this side first before I flip it over. First thing I'll take out is this, I don't know what you want to call it, this layer that lights up from the side, this acrylic layer with the design in it. Looks like we got 3 screws holding that in place, so let's go ahead and get that out of there. Okay, there's really nothing else that I can do from this side of it. I'm gonna have to flip it over. I just grabbed a block of wood that I can put underneath this side to keep the pressure off these plastic light channels. Okay, I'll start by taking this door off. And we'll just start unplugging, getting these control boards out of the way. This one has a tab right here. Just press that tab, and it's hinged. Should be able to pop off the hinge. Or there is a locking tab right there, that black tab. Push that up, slide it to the right, and that'll take the whole hinge assembly off. There's another black tab right here. Let's push that up, and we can get this assembly out. Got a couple more black tabs here. Let's go ahead and push those up. Let's see what that gets us. Looks like the screen. We got one of these that pushes down in. Let's pop that up. It may or may not, it does not. Okay, this is separate. It looks like that just slings out of the way. I don't think we need to take that off. We'll leave that right with the screen. Okay, so to get that off of the hinge, we need to take off another piece here. Let's see. Let's look at this again. Okay, so I went ahead and did pull that pin out right there. That'll allow us to take the screen out separate from that hinge portion. So we'll go ahead and do that. First time tearing this one down, so we'll kind of figure it out as we go. It's all good. Now I'm going to look at this a little bit closer and I'll come back. Okay, so looking at this closer, you see right here your mechanisms for your sunglasses that come down. Those come down to these boards on each side, and from there they come to this board right here, which probably also goes to that S in the middle. So if you're having problems with the LEDs for those all together, I would be looking at that connector right there, and then where that connector goes, which is right up to there. So I would reseat. You could probably start out with that one because you probably access it without pulling the cell. Unfortunately for this one down here, if that connector up there doesn't take care of it, it's very possible that it's this one down here, and that one you would have to, may or may not have to pull the cell, but you will have to take off that board that's right here covering it up. Get that off, and then you can get to that connector right there. I would start by reseating both of those connectors if you're having problems with your LEDs for both of those, because that's what's in common, is this right here, that connector. Okay, what are we thinking? Should we keep going? It's just gonna be a lot of screws now. But why not? We came this far. There's a lot more mechanics going on under there. We'll go ahead and take these plastic covers off so we can just verify that those connectors do in fact go where I think they're going. Of course, there's one screw coming in from the underside. And I need to undo some plugs. We'll come back to that side. That one's got one coming up from the bottom too. And I have to remove another board to get to that. Isn't this great? Y'all get to learn from my mistakes. And then the screw that comes in from the back that goes to this other red plastic piece is underneath this board right here, so we'll have to take that board off. Okay, so now as we suspected, here's the glasses. Everything on this side is fed by that connector there, which goes into this board, back out to this connector, and then to that board here, where that connector is coming from. So, yep, just check that out. Here's our big 7 assembly. laptop. That's pretty much it. You know, they got these, 4 other main assemblies, and that's really it. I don't think there's any reason to tear it down any further than this. I'll clean it up, put it back together, and we'll see if everything still works. Thanks for watching. If you're wondering, does it still work? Let's ask Siri. Turn on the Pachinko machines.
Coming right up.
準備中です。
Yep.